TV7 Israel News is made possible thanks to your generous donations. Shalom, Erev Tov, good evening. This is TV7 Israel News, broadcast to you from Jerusalem. Qatar calls on regional Islamist actors to unite against Israel. Hamas acknowledges the death of two, to include the son of its leader, Khalil al-Hayya. President Donald Trump voices his displeasure with Israel's strike on Qatari soil. The targeted strike against Hamas's leadership that was hosted by Qatar in its capital, Doha, represents opportunities for a sparse diplomatic breakthrough that could bring the war against the Islamist terror group in the Gaza Strip to an end. Speaking to officers involved in the Israeli Air Force strike on the Hamas leadership gathering in Qatar, IAF Chief of General Staff Lieutenant General Eyal Zamir emphasized that Israel will continue to hold its enemies accountable. Meanwhile, in Jerusalem, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, during a belated Independence Day celebration at the U.S. Embassy last night, highlighted that his decision to eliminate Hamas's leadership in Qatar was made after the terror group had claimed responsibility for the murder of 6 Israeli civilians in Jerusalem and 4 IDF soldiers in Gaza the previous day.
Today, 4 of our soldiers were killed by Hamas terrorists in Gaza, and 6 Israeli civilians were brutally murdered in a bus stop in Jerusalem. This morning, Hamas proudly took credit for both of these actions. At noon today, I convened the heads of Israel's security organizations and authorized a surgical precision strike on the terrorist chiefs of Hamas. These are the same terrorist chiefs who planned, launched, and celebrated the horrific massacres of October 7th, the savage murder of 1,200 people, the beheading of men, the rape and murder of women, the burning of babies, the taking of over 250 hostages, innocent hostages, grandmothers, grandchildren, Holocaust survivors. They perpetrated the worst attack on the Jewish people since the Holocaust. Now, they were meeting in the same place, exactly the same place, where they celebrated this savagery almost 2 years ago. At the beginning of the war, I promised that Israel would reach those who perpetrated this horror. And today, Israel and I have kept that promise.
The Prime Minister went on to emphasize that the decision to eliminate Hamas's leadership in Qatar was solely his decision, in a clear attempt to distance any American involvement related to the elimination of the arch-terrorists on Qatari soil.
On this day, as in previous days, Israel acted wholly independently, and we take full responsibility for this action. And this action can open the door to an end of the war in Gaza. Israel has accepted the proposal put forward by President Trump to end the war, beginning with the immediate release of all our hostages, which have been held in the dungeons of Gaza for 700 days. If President Trump's proposal is accepted, the war can end immediately. We can begin once again to pursue the expansion of peace in our region for the benefit of all. But I want to close by directing my words to the people of Gaza. Don't be derailed by these murderous terrorists, by these killers. They don't care a hoot about you. They live in sumptuous villas. You can't imagine how sumptuous. Away from this battle scene. Their partners in Gaza don't worry about you. They go to the underground tunnels and they keep you above ground so you serve as human shields for them. Don't be derailed by these killers. Stand up for your rights and for your future. Make peace with us. Accept President Trump's proposal. Don't worry. You can do it, and we can promise you a different future. But you've got to take these people out of the way. If you do, There is no limit to our common future.
Meanwhile, in Washington, U.S. President Donald Trump voiced frustration over the fact that Israel had eliminated the leadership of Hamas in Qatar, which the Biden administration had designated a major non-NATO ally on January 31st, 2022.
I'm not thrilled about the whole situation. It's not a good situation. But I will say this, we want the hostages back, but we are not thrilled about the way that went down today.
You were caught by surprise.
I'm never surprised by anything, especially when it comes to the Middle East.
How did you learn about this?
I'll be giving a full statement tomorrow, but I would tell you this, I was very unhappy about it, very unhappy about every aspect, and we got to get the hostages back, but I was very unhappy about the way that went down.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt subsequently announced during a press briefing that the Trump administration was notified by CENTCOM of Israel's move to strike at Hamas in Qatar, which immediately triggered President Trump to instruct his Mideast envoy Steve Witkoff to inform the Qatari leadership about the Israeli attack.
The Trump administration was notified by the United States military that as Israel was attacking Hamas, which very unfortunately was located in a section of Doha, the capital of Qatar. Unilaterally bombing inside Qatar, a sovereign nation and close ally of the United States that is working very hard and bravely taking risks with us to broker peace, does not advance Israel or America's goals. However, eliminating Hamas, who have profited off the misery of those living in Gaza, is a worthy goal. President Trump immediately directed Special Envoy Witkoff to inform the Qataris of the impending attack, which he did.
The White House press secretary continued by emphasizing President Trump's belief that the elimination of Hamas's leadership may serve as an opportunity for peace.
The president views Qatar as a strong ally and friend of the United States and feels very badly about the location of this attack. President Trump wants all of the hostages in Gaza and the bodies of the dead released, and this war to end now. President Trump also spoke to Prime Minister Netanyahu after the attack. The Prime Minister told President Trump that he wants to make peace, and quickly. President Trump believes this unfortunate incident could serve as an opportunity for peace. The president also spoke to the Emir and Prime Minister of Qatar and thanked them for their support and friendship to our country. He assured them that such a thing will not happen again on their soil.
It is important to know that the Qataris vehemently denied receiving any type of knowledge before the strike on the leadership of the Islamist Hamas took place.
The attack was a 100% treacherous act. It was not known until the moment it occurred. All the information being circulated today, whether rumors or lies woven by Mr. Netanyahu, is false.
The Qatari Prime Minister, whose country is a sponsor of more than one US and EU designated foreign terrorist organizations, to include Hamas, continued by blaming Israel for state terrorism.
The Israeli attack that took place today on Qatari soil, we cannot call it anything other than state terrorism practiced by someone like Netanyahu in the context of these systematic policies and his ongoing attempts that have destabilized regional security and stability. It's simply a clear message to the region as a whole. And this message says that there is a rogue player in this region and ongoing political recklessness that has encroached upon the sovereignty of states. Netanyahu himself declared that he would reshape the Middle East. Does this message mean that he intends to reshape the Gulf as well?
Prime Minister Mohammed bin Abdul Rahman al-Thani went on to proclaim that his country reserves the right to retaliate and called upon the Islamist nations of the region to unite in retaliation against Israel. Meanwhile, in Qatar, a senior member of the Islamist Hamas Politburo claimed that Israel had failed to eliminate Hamas's leadership.
رغم ذلك نقول بأن قيادة الحركة والحمد لله.
Despite this, we say that the leadership of the movement, praise be to Allah, survived this cowardly attempt, and that the leadership of the movement is now in great good health, thanks to Allah Almighty. And Allah Almighty responded to the plot of these criminals. Allah responded to Netanyahu's plot and this criminal gang. And we say again that the leadership is fine.
ونقول مرة ثانية أن القيادة بخير.
In his interview to the Qatari state-owned Al Jazeera network, the Islamist Hamas official continued by acknowledging that the son of Hamas's leader Khalil al-Hayya was killed along with other terror operatives.
نؤكد للجميع أن هذه القيادة نجت.
We assure everyone that this leadership survived, but Allah Almighty decreed that a group of martyrs should ascend. At their head was Brother Jihad Debda, may Allah have mercy on him, who was the head of the Hamas office in the Gaza Strip, in addition to Khalil al-Hayya, the son of the martyr leader, our beloved brother Abu Osama Khalil al-Hayya, in addition to a group of companions with whom we lost contact, as we said.
Thank you for watching TV7 Israel News. As ever, please keep praying for the return of the 48 hostages who've now endured 705 days in brutal Hamas captivity in the Gaza Strip. Pray also for the Druze and Christians in southern Syria, and pray for the peace of Jerusalem and salvation of Israel. Jonathan Hassan wishing you an Erev Mevorach, and God willing, we'll see you during our next update. Until then, Shalom from Jerusalem.